Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode. And Ishgard, there's just a little bit more restoration work to do. Just a bit more to this quest line, so let's go ahead and see it through, shall we? Assist where we can, and then get out of here. There's so many other stories to do. So many. How we doing? Master Durmin, we are forever in your debt. Has Lord Francel shown you about the Risensong quarter yet, pray tell? No. Show me. Francel, deep in thought, gazes intently at the streets of the firmament. Ah, Durmin. 'Tis always a pleasure to see you here in the firmament. I'm certain you'll agree that the place is feeling livelier and more cultured than ever, is it not? Truly, we could have never hoped to accomplish this without the help of our preeminent sky builder. Truly, I've not the words to express the depths of my gratitude. He's referring, of course, to the amount of work all the players would have been doing in between patches, restoring this place. And it would indeed, by the time you started this quest line, be looking a lot more like it is now. Maybe not exactly like, but a lot closer to this. Recently, I've had occasion to take the briefest of respites from my daily duties and reflect upon the reconstruction effort as a whole. And in doing so, my mind oft returns to Emmanuel's words that day. An ever-growing number of Ishgardians now make their residence in the firmament, and its markets bustle with customers and exotic wares from across the realm. What more could be needed? The answer was clear. A place where those who live and ply their trade can leave behind their worries and cares, and indulge in the finer pleasures of life. Yes, the newly completed Risensong quarter shall be, Risensong probably is how you say, I don't know. Risensong quarter shall be precisely that. And I'd like nothing more than for you to be the first to walk its streets with me. If, of course, you've no more pressing commitments at the moment. Splendid. Then let's first make for Vendro's grace. I think that you, too, will be keen to lay your eyes on a location which I believe to be the pride of the firmament. Oh, I'm very excited to see. How far away is that? Should I walk or should I... Nope. I should definitely... a snap. Why walk when you can snap? I'm here. I do hope our presence won't be a bother. Forgive me. The building before us I have dubbed Servandro's Grace. It is a place where the ailing and injured might see their wounds or maladies tended to. Some of our patients require only the briefest of treatments before they are back on their feet again, while those with more serious conditions might stay in these halls for months. There are even those here suffering from troubling sicknesses not visible to the eye, but our healers do their best to provide succor just the same. The construction of the facility was first proposed by the House of Commons, but the plan was met with immediate and overwhelming approval in the House of Lords as well. How heartening it is to see our nation come together for a worthy cause. Needless to say, be they commoner or noble, in these halls all patients receive the attention and care they deserve. Nor do we turn away any who seek employment here, regardless of their background or station. Beg pardon, my lords, if I might trouble you for a moment. Hello? Now that's an ensemble. I am but a humble artist working to capture the reconstruction of the firmament on canvas for posterity. I saw the two of you here and simply could not walk by without expressing my gratitude. But yes, I do believe I've had the pleasure of looking upon your paintings. You have our thanks as well for your most exquisite... Wait, why does your face look so familiar? You're of House Chevrodon, are you not? You are gracious indeed, my lord, to remember one of such humble blood. It is true, I once had the honor of paying my respects to you when introduced by Sir Adelphil at the banquet. And you, of course, Durmin. There's no greater honor than to see you before me. 'Twas always my dream to become an artist, to capture the world around me in all of its beauty, all of its sadness on my easel, that future generations may never forget the time we lived in. And yet, in times of war, there was, of course, no time for such lofty pursuits. And so I donned my armor and took up my blade, resigned to the thought that I would one day fall in the unending battle against the Horde. Oh, how my heart sung the day you fell to dread Nidhogg, ushering in a new dawn for our great nation. At long last, I'm able to lay down the weapons of war and take up my brush as I dreamed of for all those years. Truly, it would not be an understatement to say that your heroism inspires every stroke that I paint. Oh, forgive me. Moreover, I'm proud to say that my work has been put on display right here in the halls of Servandro's Grace. Not to be overly presumptuous, but I feel there's a role for fine art to play in bringing succor to the hearts of the suffering. To that end, I've also made an effort to teach my craft to all who would learn. Oh, there you are. I was hoping to inquire about the price of your latest masterpiece. Oh, pray forgive me. Clearly you've more important matters to deal with. I meant not to intrude. No apology needed, my good man. On the contrary, I've imposed upon my illustrious friends for far too long already. And with that, I shall take my leave. Thank you for giving this humble artist the opportunity to express his appreciation in person. Whenever you see one of my works, know that they would never have been possible were it not for you. Be proud, Durmin. Truly, you've made your mark on our nation and its people in more ways than one. Now, shall we make for the next stop on our little tour? To Snow-Soaked Springs we go. And where would that be in this rather large area? Yeah, I think we're just going to be doing a lot of this. It's a pretty big place, the Firmament. Now this looks like my kind of area. I welcome you to Snow-Soaked Springs, Durmin. The waters here are natural thermal springs extracted from subterranean veins beneath Girthus. We see to it that an ideal temperature for bathing is preserved by means of the finest fire crystals, procured directly from the Dravanian highlands. Needless to say, the springs are open to one and... Chief! Miss! Don't leave us here alone, I beg of you! Who's talking? There's some more of you have got to announce yourselves. Quit your whining already. You know that we can't very well stay here forever. Well, if it isn't Lord Francel and his star sky builder. Perhaps you could talk some sense into this fellow? As you well know, we're itinerant artisans, plying our trade across the realm. When we finish one task, we must move on to the next. We'd a mind to celebrate a job well done here before heading to Limsa for our next assignment, but... I simply can't bear to see the chief here go. Why, without them, who will set me right when my hammering technique falters? Who'll scold me when I'm tempted to slack off on my duties? As you can see, this fellow simply refuses to let us go. Would you be so kind as to have a word with him on our behalf? I mean, this need not be goodbye like forever, probably. I assume. I'll roll the dice on this one. You mean I can... What? Yes, I can meet her again. Our borders are open now, and Sir Emmerich himself encourages free travel between our nations. Should I wish to pay my regards to the chief, I'm free to travel to Limsa anytime I like. It's just as the savior of Ishgard here says, so stand up straight and quit your whinging for once. And that goes for the whole lot of you. You all had, and will continue to have, a hand in one of the most impressive rebuilding efforts this realm's ever seen. So take some damn pride in your work, that the firmament might soar to even greater heights. Aye, Chief. I feel like we've walked in on something very strange, and I don't entirely know why we're having this conversation in swim gear outside the hot springs. Well, that was a rather unexpected distraction. Still, all's well that ends well, I suppose. Anyone who was more, like, I missed kind of doing the firmament questing stuff in its, like, actual heyday when this content was current and the area was actually getting built out. Like, maybe these are characters and NPCs who you'd be interacting with doing, like, crafter quests and such. They seem like characters that they expect you to recognize at this point. So if anyone in comments can expound further, by all means do. And with that, I do believe we should be on our way. Pray, accompany me to the main plaza of the Risensong Quarter, would you? Okay. I'm coming back to these hot springs later. Okay, you're over there. That's not too far. Okay. I can run that far. It is a lot of place, though. Like, a lot of place. Francel? You get a lot of exercise out here. As you can see, this is the district's main thoroughfare, connecting the pillars above with the broom below. I oft walk the streets here to speak to passers-by and see if there's aught with which I might assist them. And with that, I do believe you've seen most everything the quarter has to offer. What say you, my friend? Did it live up to your expectations? Absolutely. You've done good work here. This took me, months to achieve smaller-scale results in Doma. Now, if it isn't the savior of Ishgard, and Lord Francel as well. Fonkerno said I might find the two of you here, and thank the heavens that I have. Konon, 'tis good to see you up and about again. I trust your wounds have healed. Indeed they have. Thanks to Marcelois and his most marvelous unguent, I can scarcely feel a thing. And to think that were it not for the both of you, I never would have even given the poor man a chance. I simply had to express my gratitude in person. And yet my words seemed so woefully inadequate when measured against the profundity of your deeds. Though, truth be told, there is one more matter regarding which I would seek your counsel. Might you allow me to impose upon you for just a bit longer? That is what I am here for, sir. Sometimes it seems as though you are in greater demand in the firmament than I, Durmin. Small wonder, given all that you've done for the people here. And on that note, there are many administrative duties that await my attention, and I'd best be returning to them sooner rather than later. Till next time, my friends. Good luck with the duty. Right, this menu. They added this menu with the release of Dawn Trail now. If you've not chosen a reward yet, it's basically a slimmed down version of the same menu. It doesn't matter, whatever. Goodbye. So, what can I help you with? Konon would consult with you regarding bringing a certain idea of his to fruition. Lay it on me. I've heard much of your boundless generosity, but never did I believe the savior of Ishgard himself would entertain my humble request. Now, allow me to explain. Before that, pray, let us join you, my friends. People. Shout your names off camera, at least. It's me, Barsoa. Hello, people. Allow us to interrupt you. Practice it next time. Master Durmin, how do you fare these days? As for me, I'm pleased to report that business at my provisioner's shop is positively booming of late. Truly, I owe it all to you and Lord Francel. Speaking of which, that's precisely why we'd hoped to speak with you today. We were discussing how nice it would be if we were able to do something to celebrate the firmament's restoration and express our gratitude to Lord Francel for all he's done on our behalf. I was speaking with Fonkerno, and he mentioned that his master is particularly fond of music, and in fact has long dreamed of establishing his own orchestra. While that may be beyond our abilities, I thought the very least we could do would be to arrange for a concert of sorts to be held in his honor. To that end, we're working to acquire the needed instruments, without consulting Lord Francel. We mean for this to be a surprise, you see. My friends tell me that you are among Lord Francel's closest friends and confidants. I'm certain that nothing would please him more than to see your face among the performers. What do you say? I don't know if Durmin's ever played an instrument in his life, I guess other than when he was cosplaying as a bard very briefly for job demonstration videos. So I don't know if he can play anything, but he's enthusiastic. Splendid. I knew we could count on you. I too have endeavored to do my part by putting together the necessary instruments, using parts and techniques I learned from a traveling artisan in town. It's far from a full orchestra, I'm afraid, but at the very least we have a piano, woodwind, and strings. We just set the piano in St. Royal's dais before coming here. Fortunately, it did not seem to arouse Lord Francel's suspicion. Furthermore, I've made an effort to procure a pair of every instrument. Should the mood strike Lord Francel, I thought few things would stir the hearts of the townspeople than seeing the two of you play a duet. That said, I must confess I am unsure as to what instrument our benefactor most favors. Might you be so kind as to inquire with Fonkerno for me, and pray remind him not to divulge the matter to Lord Francel himself. This I can do. I leave it to me. Many thanks. And with that, I'd best return to the dais to complete our preparations. Mariori here will be overseeing the finer details of the concert. Should you have any questions at all about the event, she'll be more than happy to enlighten you. And remember, we must spare no effort to ensure that this remains a secret. We're counting on you, my friend. You got it. Very excited to see exactly what instrument Durmin is qualified to wield. Foncrano, I have a secret, and you'd best keep it, or you're in enormous trouble. Ah, Master Durmin, if it is Lord Francel you seek, I fear he has already returned to his quarters. Is there aught assistance I might offer? Instruments. A concert, you say? To commemorate the completion of the restoration effort? Lord Francel would be overjoyed. Of this I have no doubt. Truly, I cannot thank you enough for your most generous sentiment. The young lord is quite adept with many an instrument, as to which he most favors playing. And on second thought, I have an idea. There's a person I'd like you to meet. Might I ask you to wait here for just a moment? Okay, I can do that. I have tons of waiting practice. I can wait with the best. Ah, you. Hello. My apologies for keeping you waiting, Master Durmin. Master Durami, 'tis an honor and a pleasure both to see you again. Pray forgive me, I was unaware that you were aiding us in the restoration effort. If I'd known, I would have paid my respects far sooner. The situation at the Gimlet Dark remains at an impasse. Sir Emmerich returned from the front not long ago, and I've just now followed suit. We cannot very well neglect our duties here at home, after all. And my steward, Fermion, mentioned that he had heard from an attendant of House Ionar word of plans for a celebration commemorating the firmament's restoration. I take it that you too are involved with this. You have guessed correctly. I took the liberty of informing Lord Artoirel of your intention to hold a concert in Lord Francel's honor. Perhaps you are unaware, but Lord Artoirel is one of the realm's foremost collectors of orchestrion rolls. Much as I had hoped, he has taken a keen interest in your idea. To tell the truth, in addition to my collection, I've been known to dabble in the art of composition myself. As a matter of fact, I've penned a duet for the piano, inspired by the sights and sounds of the firmament. Nothing would give me greater honor than if you and Francel were to perform it together at the festivities. A splendid idea indeed. My lord has quite a passion for the piano, and I'm certain he would be more than pleased to perform your piece. If my eyes did not deceive me, a most stately piano already sits atop Saint Royal's dais. If you have a moment or two to spare, pray consider playing a little tune or two on it to practice. Often it takes time to get accustomed to a new instrument. In the meantime, I shall ask around and see if I cannot find a few more skilled performers willing to join you up on stage. Marvelous. In that case, I shall return home and prepare a transcription of the score at once. I must confess, just the thought of hearing the sweet sound of music ringing out across the firmament has me feeling as giddy as a schoolboy. It'll be all I can do to stop myself from skipping and dancing through the streets. It is time to very, very, very quickly learn piano. Come on, Durmin. Well, there's the instrument, which we must play. Glad there will be other musicians around who can possibly drown out whatever we do. It is the highest of honors to count the savior of Ishgard himself among our performers. I hope that you'll enjoy being a part of the event as much as our audience will no doubt appreciate your presence. We'll see how their faces look after the show. Yes, I do believe this should make for a good venue. I think so too. Y'all have picked a good spot. And a bad performer. All right, piano. You don't like me and I don't like you, but we've been forced into this assignment together. An impressive-looking piano sits atop St. Royal's dais, inviting you to tickle its keys. Well, let's practice the piano, I suppose. you feel as if your piano playing skills have improved considerably. That seems a lot like the face of false confidence after poking 4 keys, but good work, Durmin. I remain concerned about our performance capabilities. Practice the piano some more. That's a great idea. We should probably do that. Your diligent effort before seems to have borne fruit, though you feel as if there is room for improvement. Practice the piano some more. Absolutely, yes. Getting a little better. That's like a specific set of notes in order, which is some progress. I think you'll agree. Having completed your practice, you now feel confident that you could comfortably perform any tune placed before you. Goodness, Durmin, you've defeated too many gods, buddy. You're feeling invincible. Your fingers tickle the keys with ease, giving you confidence that your abilities have improved considerably. Check back with Mariori and see how the preparations are coming along. Although I suppose there is precedence for this in Final Fantasy. In Final Fantasy V, in most of the little taverns and inns and pubs you go to, in any given town, there's a piano, and if you go up to it and click on it, your main character will play the piano for a second, and the little tunes you play start out being quite, like, flimsy and poor, but eventually you're getting very fancy the more pianos you find and practice on. So, a few practice sessions, very brief practice sessions, on a Final Fantasy piano can go a very, 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 very long way. It's canon. Ah, Durmin, was that perhaps you that was practicing the piano just now? Why, that was a veritable virtuoso performance if ever I heard one. Don't patronize me, ma'am. Clearly, there's nothing that I could teach you. I'm pleased to report that the preparations for the festivities are proceeding apace. With Fonkrono's aid, we've also managed to secure additional performers. Yes, I do believe this concert will be a performance to remember. That's 100% true, no matter how this goes. Well, Mariori is making the final preparations for the forthcoming concert. My apologies for the wait, friend. I'm pleased to announce that all preparations are completed, and we're ready for you to take the stage. Your fellow musicians should be arriving any moment as well. Fantastic. Let's get this disaster rolling. Time to usher in a new calamity. Hail, Durmin. How goes it? It's quite the honor to have the opportunity to perform with you. Recently, I've had the occasion to rest at home with my family, and I've used the time to assist my daughter with her practice. Rest assured that I will not miss a single note. There you are. Did you miss me, old boy? When Brother told me about the concert, I knew I simply had to be a part of it. I'm quite the virtuoso with the flute, if you didn't know. Why, I cannot even tell you how long I've practiced, that I might win the lovely Laniette's heart with a serenade of all her favorite tunes. What are the two of you doing here? And wearing the same garb, no less. Whatever's the occasion. Fonkrono said you had an urgent matter to discuss with me. Is everything quite all right? We have a surprise for you. That is a fact. A surprise? Could you possibly mean what I think you mean? Just so, Lord Francel. In celebration of the firmament's rebirth, and as but a small token of our appreciation for your efforts in leading the restoration, we would announce the establishment of the Risensong Players, the Holy See's first official musical troupe. And now, without further ado, the stage awaits, my lord. The stage? You mean to say that I'm free to join in the performance as well? You're not merely free, Lord Francel. Why, it's a prerequisite for the performance itself. After all, this performance is being held in your honor first and foremost, and I know as well as any that you'd give anything for a chance to perform with your dearest friends. Truly, Lord Francel, it's the least we can do to express the depth of our gratitude. Masawa, Durmin here, each and every man and woman here spared no effort to help make your vision a reality. Why, even my stuffy elder brother was prancing about with a spring in his step when we commissioned him to provide the score for the occasion. You wouldn't want to disappoint him now, would you? And so here you go. Have yourself a copy of the score in hand and take your place at the piano with Durmin here where you belong. Lord Artwarel composed a piece for me. Someone pray pinch my arm, friends, for surely this must be a waking dream. And that I might perform a duet with you, Durmin. I dare say it's only appropriate, as you've been ever my constant partner and invaluable companion throughout this entire effort. It's an honor and a pleasure to share the stage with you, my friend. We'll see how you feel in a few minutes. The audience is filing in as we speak, and your fellow performers stand by and await your cue. We are prepared to begin as soon as the both of you are ready. Simply let me know when you're prepared to raise the curtain, and we shall get the show started. Splendid. I too shall spend my last few moments tuning my instrument to perfection. Give me a shout as soon as you're ready, old boy. You got it. Oh boy. Well, here goes nothing. Are you prepared, my friend? Then without further ado, let the show begin. Oh boy. The troupe will now perform a song. Time your inputs with the on-screen prompts. Okay. When a blue prompt appears, time your input as the diamonds overlap. When an orange prompt appears, make several rapid inputs until the prompt disappears. When the red prompt appears, press and hold the button for the duration. So, okay, blue just means press it in time. Yellow, make rapid inputs until the prompt disappears. And then red, press and hold. Okay. The controls are as follows. Left or right click anywhere on screen, any standard unmodified key. Okay, so you could just use spacebar or whatever else. Cool. Well, let the show begin. Now, Francel, I'm going to be needing you to kind of carry me on this particular challenge. If you could just play twice as loud, perhaps. This is very cute, though. At least this is a form of gameplay with which I am well familiar and practiced. Repeated press. Ah, too late. We survive. What a very gracious crowd. That could have gone worse. Master Durmin, thank you for the most lovely performance. It was everything we'd hoped it to be and then some. And from his glowing expression, I've little doubt Lord Francel feels the same. Pray, go talk with him, won't you? And with that, I should start preparing for the inevitable encore performance, to which I hope you would not be averse to taking part. Do stop by whenever you'd like. Appreciate it. It is quite cute. I wonder if they've made additional little rhythm game quest challenge type things later on. I don't remember there being any, but I've certainly not done everything in this game, so it's very, very possible. Very novel. Right, there you are. Francel closes his eyes deeply, seemingly lost in reverie. Durmin, you've left me at a loss for words once more. I've long dreamed of this day, and yet somehow it has exceeded even my wildest expectations. It was an honor to count myself among your audience, my lord. To be on hand as the two men responsible for restoring life to the firmament paid tribute to its rebirth, why, it nigh brought a tear to this old man's eye. To think that I would live to see Ishgard enter a true age of renaissance. Truly, I am blessed beyond belief. I too oft find myself scarcely able to believe all that's come to pass. Folkerno, pray remind me not to forget to express my gratitude to the others. That said, Durmin, I do not know whether to be impressed or offended that you saw fit to keep this whole matter a secret from me. You know full well that I would have been more than willing to assist you in preparing for the festivities. But that is the smallest of qualms when I think of what this day must mean to all that have toiled to restore the firmament to its former glory, and far beyond. Not to mention to all those who live, work, and play within these streets, both today and for the many, many years to come. If you will humor me, my friend, there is one last thing I would ask you. Despite being branded and hunted down as heretic, you nevertheless delivered our nation from the throes of war and ushered Ishgard into a new age of enlightenment. And Lord Orshifon, your close companion and mine, in even the most trying of times was ever a friend to the people, regardless of their blood or station. Ever did he strive to bring them joy and a brighter future. You and Lord Orshifon were more than my friends and comrades. You were a beacon in the sky, a guiding light illuminating the path that I too could only dare to dream I might tread. And so, as best I could muster, I followed in your footsteps, that I might bring happiness to my countrymen in my own humble way. Pray, tell me, my friend, have I done this? Do my contributions to this nation even begin to live up to the legacy that you and Lord Orshifon have built? I mean, we haven't restored an entire district. For all of our impressive feats. Let's not get carried away. You have done your homeland proud. Truly, Durmin, you cannot begin to imagine what it means to me to hear such words from you. This is the happiest day of my life. And now, if you would allow me just one final word. Countless Ishgardians gave their lives in the war. Among those who have lived to see this age, there's not a one who does not realize that their happiness is built upon the sacrifices of those who came before them. Needless to say, I feel the same. And I believe that the only true way for us to express our gratitude is to make the most of every single day we have, and spare no effort to leave an even brighter world to those who will follow after us. To that end, I offer my most heartfelt wishes for your continued health and happiness. As hero of not just our own land, but countless others, I know the burdens you bear are great. I can only pray to the Fury that you are blessed with joy and prosperity far exceeding that which you've brought to all those whose lives you've touched. Lord Overseer! Lord Overseer, you must come at once. We have a visitor. Oh, could it truly be? Whatever's the meaning of this? Durmin, you heard the man. With me. Okay. I'm keeping up. Hang on, I'm keeping up. Sorry, I didn't realize you were about to bolt. Whoever do you suppose this visitor is? I've asked Tomelan to escort our guest here, so let's wait for their arrival. Ooh. Hello. My apologies for the unexpected intrusion, Lord Francel. Durmin, 'tis always a pleasure to see you, and yet your presence here tells me that my own arrival has come too late. All of Ishgard has waited in anticipation of the day when we might celebrate the firmament's restoration. When I heard that a commemorative ceremony was to be held, I finished up my duties as best I could that I too might attend. And yet... Pray forgive me, Sir Emmerich. The festivities were prepared in secret by my friends here, and I myself was not privy to them. Had I known, your name, of course, would have been atop the guest list. Think nothing of it, Lord Francel. 'Twas a celebration of, by, and for the people of the firmament, yes? Your own presence here doubtless carried far more weight in their eyes than would have mine own. And yet, if I might inquire, just what manner of ceremony was it? At the very least, I would relive it through your words. But of course, my lord, my good friends here arranged for a group of players to perform a commemorative concert. Why, I even had the honor of taking the stage to perform a duet with Durmin here. Indeed. Truly you are a man of many talents, Durmin. Yes, I practiced twice. Not long ago, our people's hearts weighed heavy, their worries of whether they could put food on their plates, or even live to see the morrow. Today, these same people smile as they walk these streets and fill the air with song. Long-suffering souls whose bodies are battered, who wanted for a roof over their head and warm clothes on their back. These same men and women now plied their trade as machinists, as merchants, breathing new life into our proud nation. And today, Ishgard sees its culture flowers and blossoms yet further, as the joy of music takes root in the hearts of the people, sending their hopes and dreams ever skyward. Lord Francel, for leading the restoration and for all you've done to see the firmament transform into the living embodiment of our nation's new age, I commend you. You do me a great honor, Sir Emmerich. Though I'm hardly worthy of such praise, I'll endeavor not to disappoint you with my future efforts. And with that, I'd best return to my duties. 'Twas an honor to join you for even the briefest of moments and see the remarkable work you've wrought. I shall return in the coming days for a closer examination. Good to see you. Well, congrats to you. Whew. Try as I might, I always find myself at a loss for words when standing before Sir Emmerich. I'm relieved I did not embarrass myself any further. Come to think of it, it all began here, did it not? I speak, of course, of the restoration effort itself. In the beginning, I could scarce even grasp what I was trying to accomplish. I was fumbling about in the shadows, with you as my only guide. And yet, look at the firmament now. It's the beating heart of our new Ishgard, its residents and visitors alike pumping life into our nation. And it will continue to do so long after I'm gone. Needless to say, I know as well as any that my duties as Lord Overseer are far from complete. I'll do all in my power to see that the firmament is ever a welcoming place for one and all, Ishgardian or traveler alike. I hope that you too, Durmin, will grace us with your presence from time to time. Pray, always think of the firmament as one of your homes away from home. Thank you, I will. And due in no small part to your tireless efforts, the restoration of the firmament is at long last complete. That said, there is yet a need to maintain a steady flow of supplies for use in maintenance and upkeep. To that end, you may still procure materials from the diadem and deliver them to the mendicant's court. Furthermore, should you wish to put on an encore performance of the commemorative concert, you need simply speak to Mariori at any time. Finally, the art dealer in the mendicant's court now has a selection of paintings honoring the reconstruction of the firmament available for purchase. How nice. And that is the quest line. We have done it. Ishgardian restoration, or at least this part of it anyway, now complete. And I would wrap things up, but there is one more thing to kind of show off here. So, Francel mentioned that he hopes that we think of this as another home away from home. And we do, for that, it so happens, is exactly where the Dantalus Theater Company owns a house. Remember how I showed off so many episodes ago our little free company house? That was back in Thanlin, back in the Ul'dah area at the time, but we have since moved locations, and it was actually a good while ago, but I couldn't really show it off because it was in an area that we'd not really covered in the story yet. So let's head to the Imperium, the name of the player housing version of the firmament. And I'll give you a quick little tour before we head out. Our plot is somewhere up this direction, I believe. I usually warp straight there, so I generally don't approach from this angle. I haven't seen it in a little while too, actually, and it's looking lovely, in fact. Sorry, it's kind of dark out, but even so, look how pretty. I won't be able to give a very detailed tour, as I am not intimately familiar with all of the work the sort of like house decoration team has been doing in recent weeks and months. But let's have a look around the place. They have once again styled it as a theater space. So here's sort of like the lobby. You can come in. They've got like a lovely table area. They've got this delightful little dining area as well. It's just so charming. They've done a great job. Ooh, also a lovely little like green room, rest, reading area and everything. So relaxing, so nice. They've done so much good work. I'm trying to be careful how much I show of stuff on the walls because I don't know if there's going to be like spoilery portraits or anything, but look at all this good stuff. I love how much decoration work you can do. How robust the like decorative options are in this game for people who want to build their like personal houses or like free company houses. But down here is the theater itself, which can also be a little dance floor, which is pretty great. They've done awesome work. Perhaps I'll give a better guided tour another time, but I wanted to at least show it off a little bit. They've done an excellent job decorating all this stuff, and I didn't want to show off the area too much until we did this quest line. But now you've seen it, and I hope you enjoyed. Good job, everyone in the Dantalus Theater Company, for all the work you've done on this house, which just looks so cool. It's a delightful little headquarters you've made. I am thrilled to get to participate in this and like have a little apartment in here. It's great. I would show off the apartment, but it's like not decorated at all, so it's kind of an empty room. Whatever. That'll do it for the Ishgardian restoration. That's one side story done, but we've plenty more, and the next one's pretty chunky, because next time, we're going to get started with our first Shadowbringers raid series, and quite a doozy of one at that. So I will see you again soon for some raid story. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.